Hi there. So I'm doing these love readings. I'm feeling called to do several readings today. Kind of the calm before the storm. I feel really in tune. And I heard, please allow me to introduce myself. And I'm like, what is that from? Sympathy for the Devil song just came in. That's weird. Forgiveness. Okay. Calling in for the highest good of all with clarity. The reading on for this beautiful day, this beautiful moment. Whoever feels called. I'm doing love readings. We're going to get the feminine. I'm doing the feminine, masculine in this reading, actually. And it doesn't have to be the gender. It could just be the more receptive person versus the more of a doer, masculine energy. But the left side, the spread, is the feminine person. The Emperor came out. Now, isn't that interesting? See, it doesn't matter about gender, but the Emperor is a leader with authority, very logical with confidence. So you could be a feminine, you could be whatever, but you embody the Emperor. Yeah, I feel like I heard you know your shit. You have been through a lot of education and you're pretty independent and very good at leadership. I feel like you're very articulate. Okay, so I don't know why the song came in or what we need with this forgiveness, but let's pull the opposite side of the energy of the person you're dealing with. Let's put it that way. The person on your mind right now for this reading. What is the energy for this collective reading of the person sitting opposite? I'm seeing like a king and queen. Queen of Wands. So we get the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. She's the creative, more, fiery, passionate, energetic, vivacious one. So we've got an Emperor and a Queen, and we've got reversed polarities. I'm always distracted. There's so many birds here. There's another raven. Okay, what is the challenge within this relationship, and what do we need to know about forgiveness? We've got a king and a queen, basically. The Emperor and a queen. So somebody really ambitious and somebody very optimistic and creative. So the Hermit card came out as the challenge and advice. I think because you're so ambitious, somebody's feeling a little left out, maybe. It's okay. We go into hermit modes and people need to honor each other. That would be the goal, to be understanding about it. There you are. Independence, very successful, very stable. The Nine of Pentacles. She's worked hard, done her education. She's focused and she is reaping the rewards. That's where your focus is. Maybe your career. Justice came out. You may even be in a courtroom. You may even be a judge. I just heard the judge, the jury, and the executioner. There's some kind of weird energy. I wouldn't be surprised if the Devil card came out. I don't know what's going on with this. Somebody around you may be mischievous and maybe a little bit manipulative. I think there's jealousy involved because you're so focused and steadfast. Moving forward, you need to move forward from this. If you know of somebody around you, you're very confident. You're ready to take on the world. You know where you're going. You know, I did this as a different person around you with the Queen of Wands, but I feel like everything is for the viewer. Okay, can we get a card of some clarity around the viewer's counterpart? I'm hearing counterpart, somebody either in a romantic relationship or the person you're thinking about right now. A little clarity on that person. The Knight of Cups. He's romantic and loving. He wants to come in with some proposal maybe. And the Magician. Persuasion, manifestation with the Queen of Wands. This person's more into energy and maybe even, you know, magician, metaphysical, etheric skills, an alchemist, very loving, and you're really focused. You just want to focus on the, you know where you're going. You know where you're going, which is a good thing. So maybe this is a really good balance for you. It feels really good to me because somebody that's got a lot of fire and air and everything, they need somebody grounded, and you're very earthly and grounded. And they're just learning to be more grounded and focus on Eden. They're Eden, they want to have a life with you, I feel like. They're just trying to reach that level where you're focused on your career, and the pentacles are very, you know, this 3D stuff. Charity, gifts, donations with the Six of Pentacles. So you're teaching him a lot about this. I'm saying him just because I feel like this was the feminine masculine. You're teaching this person a lot about being grounded and how important it is and valuable it is to have those other aspects, but to pull them down and embody them here on earth. You're the teacher. You're teaching them. You've got this education, and you're showing them a different way. This is really good energy. So where does the forgiveness need to come in? And what's the trickery? Somebody's trying to break you apart. There's somebody in your field there's an outsider. I'm feeling like an outsider energy. I think you and your person are doing great. It's just, you're a little bit different, which is great. So what's the forgiveness about? You need a new beginning. Something happened. I think somebody stirred the pot with you and them as a couple. Somebody stirred the pot and threw something in there that mixed things up, and you're getting a new beginning because you see the potential of the relationship. And there's a lot of passion. He brings a lot of passion to you, which you need also because you're so earthy and focused on just the day-to-day, I don't want to say mundane, but a routine. So it's a really good balance. So forgive whatever happened. I don't think it was either one of you at fault. I think somebody stirred the pot. There's an outside influence. So what do we need to know about the outside influence, Spirit? Somebody karmic. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody karmic. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Somebody came in and was kind of like threw a wrench in the wheel. Like, I don't like this. Somebody was jealous. They came in and they said some things and they tried to influence either you or your partner. And something may have happened that is calling for forgiveness. Can we get clarity on I don't need to know details, what happened maybe, but yeah. You're going to have unity and partnership again. Lots of passion with this. And appreciate that the differences are what you're each needed in each other's life to balance it out, to balance everything. So you've done a lot of work together, and it seems like you're going to have a really passion-filled and prosperous life together. All right. Well, congratulations. Thanks so much.